I got healthy, got wealthy, and even got wise. That sweet Kangen water open up my eyes, satisfying for the body, gratifying for the mind. Kangen water for the rest of my life. Kangen water quenches your thirst. Kangen water feeds your soul. Kangen water inspiring your dreams. Kangen water for the rest of my life. Let's unify with Chi spirit. Kangen water will set you free. Let's unify with Chi spirit. Kangen water will set you free. Let's unify with Chi spirit. Let's follow Mr. O philosophy. Look within 'cause you wanna win. Join the Kangen Nation. Kangen Nation, we're everywhere. All around the world, water we share. Changing one life at a time. With compassion for mankind. Well, I love you so you gotta know. Hope you don't mind me preaching.
Hey, sisters and brothers, I have a new sponsor, my friends Gary and Marilou from alkalinewatersogood.com. They are international Kangen water distributors. Kangen water is delicious water created from Enagic's innovative water technology. Enagic is a 56-year-old Japanese company with 40 offices in 23 countries, including an office in Manila and 8 offices in the U.S., and it is the leading manufacturer of alkaline ionizers and water filtration machines in the world. Not only do these devices filter your tap water, but they also produce ionized alkaline and acidic waters through electrolysis. These waters can be used for various purposes, including drinking, cooking, beauty, and cleaning. Can you imagine never buying bottled water again? The plastic in bottled water often contains BPA and other chemicals which are proven to be hazardous to your health. And how much fun is it lugging cases of it from the market, recycling it, and you know, plastic is an environmental nightmare. According to Gary, it's also a great way to add an additional income stream. He's been selling machines for over 12 years internationally, and everyone needs the healthiest water in the world. So folks, if you have any questions about Kangen water, check out their website at alkalinewatersogood.com. That's alkalinewatersogood.com. Or you can email them at gary@garyballin.com.
You're listening to the Wolf's Den Radio Show. Talk.
Hello, sisters and brothers. This is another episode of WDRS Talk, the Wolf's Den Radio Show Talk. It is episode 23, and it's going to be another installment of Stories from the Road. I'm not sure what part is it. I think it's part 6 or part 7. And I want to thank you very much for joining me again. We just had a little break there because a couple of holidays were, not a holiday, not an official holiday, but Mother's Day was there. And same weekend, I celebrated my mom's birthday and also my patient's birthday. And yesterday was my birthday as well. So I want to thank everybody who's been greeting me on Facebook and everywhere else. I'm really touched. I'm really humbled by your kindness and love. And I love you all back. And thank you for your support. If you're listening to this show, thanks for the support. Thank you for giving some time to listen to my bullshit. But anyway, yeah, I really appreciate it. So, like I said, episode 23, we're going to have 2 more episodes after this. And that's going to be the end of season 1. And as I compile more interviews and fun things on for season 2, I'm going to need a little more time. So I just want to take a break after episode 25, which is coming up. But do enjoy this one. And before we go on, just some business here. Thank you very much to our sponsor, Kangen Water, Gary Ballin and Mamalu, who are been very supportive of the show. And do check it out, Kangen Water, cleanwatersogood.com. And it's really good. You can use it for cleaning, for your skin, and if you drink it, it's alkaline water, and that's the healthiest water that you can drink. So do check them out. And if you want to support the show, apart from just listening, if you want to put a monetary value to your support, you are welcome to do so on the Anchor app. So if you see the post on Facebook, there's going to be a link there to Anchor at the bottom, and you can just click that and look for, on the homepage of WDRS Talk, you can just look for the donate button. And if you do donate some money into the show, I will send you a bunch of WDRS stickers, and in return for your support. And hey, man, all that money goes into the production of the show, the maintenance of the equipment. So it always goes to a good cause, and I really, really appreciate it. To those who have given and donated money, thank you very much. And if you're thinking about it, I appreciate it already. All right, moving on. What else? So, and please do follow the channels that you're listening to this podcast on. If you're on listening to this on YouTube, please support the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and please like the episode, because all of those things are analytics on the internet, and it helps the show be more visible to more people. So don't just listen to it. Please like the episodes, subscribe to the channel, and if you're on Spotify, give the channel a follow. And it all goes into the internet with the analytics, as I said, and all of that information helps me, helps the show, and that's how you do it. So thank you very much in advance. Thank you very much, and on with the show. All right, so this Stories from the Road Part 6. This is a triple play of a really interesting story that happened back in 1996. If you read the title of the post, you'll see what I mean. So I'm just gonna go straight to it. So this happened on a Sunday. I think it was in September, because the Santana concert was in September, I remember. So this was in September, a Sunday, and we were scheduled to record or film the Wolfgang music video for a song called Weightless, which was the first single on our second album called Semenalin. So, and Sony Music had a really great marketing plan, and one of them was, of course, to produce music videos. And this was going to be fun. This was we had filmed a previous music video for Arise for the first album, but this was more professional, and I don't know. We were into it. So we get there, and the first funny thing to happen is that Mon Legaspi was a very shy person, especially during that time, because we weren't really used to publicity and especially music videos, because you have to act in music videos, at least try to. So he didn't want to do it. So Mon being Mon, he called in sick on the day of the music video on the Saturday. So he's like, I'm sick, guys, I can't make it. They're like, okay, whatever, dude. We know you're not sick, but okay, it's okay, man. So so we had to push through, but then we had to have someone sit in for Mon. And there was no one really who looked like Mon, but except for the bassist of Razorback, Louis Talan. And the only thing that was similar between the two guys were their hair, their long, straight black hair, and their bass guitars. They both used Warwick bass guitars at the time. And so we're like, yeah, just don't show Louis' face and it'll be fine, So if you watch that Weightless music video, the bass player who's on the video is not Mon Legaspi, but Louis Talan. So thank you, Louis, for sitting in. So anyway, we get there, we do our video, and I think even our manager at the time, because he was there, they needed another person to be there, so he got into the film, and it turned out pretty good. But the second part of this story happens, and I already knew this, is that Carlos Santana, or the Santana band, was playing in Manila. I think the day after, Monday, either Monday or Tuesday after the day that I'm talking about. So I was invited by Tirso Ripoll of Razorback again. He invited me to the press conference that was going to be held at Manila Hotel on the same day, on that Sunday, on that day. And since his girlfriend at the time was her family was the ones who were running 99.5 RT, which was the radio sponsor of the Santana concert. So they had access to whatever that involved the show. So they gave me access to, I was invited by Tier, so just come over, Manila Hotel, meet me there, and we'll bring you inside the rooms. Because I am a huge, you have to understand, people, I am a huge Santana fan. Carlos Santana is one of my major influences, one of my idols. I look up to him with his music and his philosophies in life, and this was my chance to actually meet him. So I was really stoked, and to prove to you how much of a fan I am of Santana, I knew that I was going to be at the press conference like months before, and I actually got my first and only tattoo on my back, which is the emblem of Carlos Santana. And if you check out the album cover of the second album, Abraxas, or Abraxas, however you want to pronounce it, that angel on the cover with the conga drums between her legs, that is the tattoo that I got, and it is on my whole back. I got a full back tattoo, and that's it, just for the purpose of me showing it to Carlos Santana and having him sign my back with his autograph and having that autograph tattooed. So that was the main plan. That was the plan A. That was plan A. So So once we were finished with the music video, we started the music video. We started, I think, at 9 a.m. or even earlier. And by the time it was 3 o'clock, we were done. 3 or 4 o'clock. And I think the press conference was at 5. So from Sony Music, the Sony Music offices where we were filming the music video, that's in Shaw Boulevard in Pasig. I drive from there all the way to Manila Hotel. So if you're from Manila, you know how far that is. But in 1996, on a Sunday, there was no traffic in Manila, in Metro Manila, in the whole of Manila. There was no traffic at all. If it was a Sunday in 1996, there was zero traffic. So I speed from Shaw Boulevard all the way, going through EDSA, going through Ross Boulevard, all the way up to Manila Hotel. And then I get inside, I see Tirso there, and he's like, dude, fucking, yeah, we're about to start. Carlos is there, man. Carlos is there. And then when we turned the corner, and I was going into the hallway into where the press conference was going to be, I saw Carlos Santana right by the door, and he was waiting to go in. You know, he was on standby, and he was wearing. I remember he was wearing very colorful clothes. He was wearing a suit, and I think the suit was blue, and his pants were maybe fuchsia. Not pink, but maybe fuchsia, that a darker pink, and he had red shoes or blue suede shoes, and man, he was on, man. Carlos was very dapper, and once I saw him, I froze. I was starstruck. Even I was looking at his back, and I knew it was him because he had long curly hair. And he was tall. He was actually tall. I think Carlos Santana is about maybe 5'10". He's pretty tall. So Tirso brings me over to him, and he gets Carlos's attention. And so, we go up to Carlos Santana, and Tirso gets his attention. He goes, "Hey, Carlos, I want you to meet a good friend of mine. This is Wolf, this is Carlos." And then, of course, I'm all starstruck and shit. And I'm just looking up at him because he's taller than I am. And then I shake his hand. And then what he does next is like blows my mind. He puts both his hands on my cheeks. So he's holding my face. And he looks into my eyes. And he goes, "I love you, Wolf. I love you, man." And I'm like looking at him like, "I love you too. I love you too. I love you too." Of course, I didn't cry, but inside I was crying from happiness and just meeting your idol. And then your idol just happens to be cool, and he just happened to be very nice and gracious to you at that time. So yeah, man, it was awesome. So it was time for him to go into the room to start the conference, and I'm there. I'm freaking out. I'm giddy like a little kid, and I just met one of my idols, so that was cool. So anyway, press conference starts. They talk about stuff, and then they had a Q&A portion at the end. So I got up there. I asked a really stupid question that was not probably going to happen, but my question was, if Carlos and if he was going to work with the original drummer Michael Shreve again, if there ever was a plan to do it, or anything at all. And he goes, "Well, not really, but I'm still friends with the guy. We still talk, we still keep in touch, so you never know." So it never happened until 2016 or 17, or even 2018. I think 2018. And the original Santana band reunited. Carlos Santana, Michael Shreve, I know all of these. Who played bass? Oh no, Benny Redfield played bass on this album, and the original conga player Michael Carabello, and it was Greg Rowley on vocals and keyboards. So most of the original Santana band reunited for a Santana 4 album that came out in 2018. So it did happen, but after a very long time, at least it happened, and that was the answer to my question. So the press conference moves on, and finally it's the end. So Carlos gets up. He was with his manager, and they start making their way through the crowd to exit the room. And there were a couple of other fans in there that had guitars. They wanted their guitars to be signed, so he signed their guitars. And while he signs a couple of guitars, and then I really had to show him the tattoo that I got for him. And so they were, going through the crowd, a lot of photographers, a lot of press people, of course. And then he finally gets to me, and I go, Carlos, before you go, I gotta tell you how much I love you, man, and how much I support you. And he goes, I love you too, man. It's like, no, you don't understand. That's what I said. It's like, no, you don't understand, man. So I turn around, and I lift up my shirt, and I show him my tattoo on my back. And him and his manager, because they were hustling and bustling to get out of that room, but they stopped in their tracks, and they were like, whoa. And Carlos was like, whoa, my God, what's that? It's like, that's how much I love you, Carlos. And then the manager goes, yeah, it's like, that's a real fan right there. And then I go, Carlos, you gotta sign that, and then I'm gonna have your autograph tattooed too. It's like, okay. And then he signs my back, and as soon as he puts the pen to my back, all the photographers, all the cameras go off, and until now I have never found any photos that were taken of that moment. And if you know anybody, or if you were a photographer at that press conference, if you know anybody who took those pictures, please, please, please contact me. So that happened, and it was great. He left the room, and that was the end of that part. But the third part coming up, my day was not over. Hey, sisters and brothers, I have a new sponsor. My friends Gary and Marilu from alkalinewatersogood.com. They are international Kangen water distributors. Kangen water is delicious water created from Enagic's innovative water technology. Enagic is a 56-year-old Japanese company with 40 offices in 23 countries, including an office in Manila and 8 offices in the U.S., and it is the leading manufacturer of alkaline ionizers and water filtration machines in the world. Not only do these devices filter your tap water, but they also produce ionized alkaline and acidic waters through electrolysis. These waters can be used for various purposes, including drinking, cooking, beauty, and cleaning. Can you imagine never buying bottled water again? The plastic in bottled water often contains BPA and other chemicals which are proven to be hazardous to your health. And how much fun is it lugging cases of it from the market, recycling it, and plastic is an environmental nightmare. According to Gary, it's also a great way to add an additional income stream. He's been selling machines for over 12 years internationally, and everyone needs the healthiest water in the world. So folks, if you have any questions about Kangen water, check out their website at alkalinewatersogood.com. That's alkalinewatersogood.com. Or you can email them at gary@garyballin.com. A friend of mine who worked at the television station of NU 107 on TV, I think. And she was there. I'm talking about Lee Laureano. And she was there and she said, she pulled me aside and said that, hey, Wolf, Jason Newsted is in town and he wants to jam with some local guys. And we already knew that Jason Newsted was in Manila to promote the what album was that? The Load album that came out in 1996. So Jason Newsted was in town. Everybody knew that, but nobody knew that he wanted to jam. And Club Dread was closed. He was usually closed on Sundays, but Lee said, Patrick Redenbach is gonna open Club Dread for this. So I was like, fuck yeah, you sign me up. Wolfgang, we'll play. So I speed back from Manila Hotel. I go back to Pasig to the Sony offices in Shaw Boulevard, because I had to tell Manuel and Basti, who were there. And Mon wasn't there because he called in sick. So I speed all the way from Manila Hotel going back to Pasig, Shaw Boulevard, Sony Music offices. I run down, I run up the stairs, I look for them, and it's a Sunday, so the office is closed and there's no one there. And they're upstairs in the break room, and I just it was a classic scene from the movies. I slide through the floor, and I'm like, Jason Newsted wants to jam, and we're going to Club Dread right now. And then Manuel was there, and Basti was there, and Wally Chamsey of Sony Music, the director, managing director. And they all stood up right away, no questions asked. We ran to our cars. Wally came along, I think, and then we sped off to Club Dread. And, there were people there already. And the TV cameras of NU 107 were there already. Lee was there. It's like, okay, Wolfgang's here. And there was already a band playing inside. And when we go, and then Lee goes, yeah, Jason's here already. He's jamming inside. And if you've been to Club Dread in EDSA, there are two rooms. There's the main, the lounge when you enter. There's a bar there. There are tables there. You can, and then there is the band room, where the band plays. It's a separate room. So we go in, and it's Jason Newsted on the stage, and he was jamming with the boys from Sky Church. Oh, I think they were still Electric Sky Church at the time. And they were going off, man. Of course, who better to jam with Jason Newsted than the best thrash metal band at the time, which was Electric Sky Church. And it was awesome, Jason Newsted, he was a normal looking guy. He had jeans, black T-shirt, and he was using a 5-string bass. I forget what brand it was, but we watched and we were just like, man, this is so cool. And there were not a lot of people in there because this was a secret gig. This was pre-cell phones, only pagers. So if you didn't know, if Patrick or whoever didn't call you from a landline or paged you, and most people did not have pagers at the time, and there were 0 cell phones, so there was no texting. So it was a very select amount of people in there, and I'm sure if they're still around, man, I'm sure they remember that gig. So we wait around, and then Sky Church does their thing. And then, I think Cabring Cabrera of Datu's Tribe, he was singing vocals on top of their playing. Nothing specific, but he was there. I remember that. Yeah, he had a very high, screechy voice. It was cool, man. And so we were up next. Jason did not leave the stage. He just stayed up there, waited for the next guys. And I think Patrick introduced us on stage, and he introduced us on the mic. And there you go. And then I just look at Jason Newsted. He was on my right, and he starts playing, and he starts playing a riff out of nowhere, And I just follow the way his head was moving. He's starting to headbang. Not really headbang, but just, going through a rhythm. And I was there, and then I caught his rhythm on the hi-hat, and we just went off. And I most probably sped it up. And then Manuel came in with his guitar, and then Basti was just, reciting whatever. We were just jamming. It was just a real jam, man. And it would just blow my mind when I would turn to the right and Jason Newsted is there, and by this time he's headbanging. He is headbanging. He is when the jam starts to get hot, and he's just headbanging, and he's starting to drool. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, fucking, I'm making Jason Newsted drool. This is fucking blowing my mind. It's blasting my mind. It's not mind blowing. It's mind blasting. And I think we go to another song, which is a little faster. I don't know. It's a blur. I remember the first song, the first jam that we did, but after that it was just a blur. And then he was just really gracious, man. He was like, fuck yeah, it was cool, man. And then we get off stage, and he does his thing, gets interviewed by whoever press is there, and we get interviewed as well, and that was it, man. We just shook hands and said goodbye, and I never saw him again, and he went back to Metallica, and they did Load and Reload and Saint Anger and the drama, and then he was fired or he quit, and But I'll always be a big supporter of Jason Newsted, man, because he was, aside from jamming with him and him being a cool guy and being gracious and friendly, and it just motherfucking open-hearted to the music, to the beat that that me and the other guys from Wolfgang were giving him, and he was absorbing it, and he loved it, and it was cool, man. It was a really cool jam, a really cool experience. I'll never forget it. And then that's it. And then we went home, and now it's just a story. And that was a really eventful Sunday, filming the Wolfgang video of Weightless, meeting Carlos Santana, and then jamming with Jason Newsted at the end. Oh, by the way, I was still planning to have the autograph of Carlos Santana tattooed on my back, but when I took off my shirt, the autograph was gone because I was sweating, and the pen, the ink just washed away, and I never got the autograph of Carlos Santana tattooed on my back. But somehow it didn't, I don't care. It was worth it because I got to jam with Jason Newsted, and so there. I hope you like that story. I'll never forget it, and I wouldn't believe it myself if it didn't happen to me, but it did. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that's it, man. Stories from the Road, Part 6 or Part 7, whatever it is. Episode 23 of WDRS Talk. I'm going to see you again next week for another great interview and another great interview after that. So up to episode 25, and then we're going to have Episode 25 is going to be the season finale, and I'm going to take a little break, and compile more interviews for you guys so that it'll be more consistent. And I really, really appreciate your support. And that's it. I'll see you guys soon, man. Peace out. Smoke marijuana, legalize cannabis, and spread love. And I'll see you next week, folks. I love you guys. Bye-bye.